Con los terroristas.
They do the Harlem Shake.
Stop it. Get some help.
Karma's a bitch.
Hello, 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 all of my fabulous, beautiful people, and how are you all doing today? I hope that you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. Today, I want to go a little bit back in time to my roots, and we're going to be talking about Scentsy. Now, for those that are maybe unaware, I was once a part of Scentsy. Yes, I was a pretty big Hunbot for Scentsy. And I came on this platform because being a part of Scentsy and then leaving it and kind of what happened afterwards sort of fucked me up, okay? It messed up my mental health. It fucked with me really bad. I ended up having to go back to counseling afterwards. It was just a very bad time. And once I was out of it, I thought to myself, you know, there's a lot of people that are in these multi-level marketing scams, and they don't realize that they're actually joining a very cultish, very, very toxic group. And they're all your best friends while you're in the club, right? They all want to help you. They all care about your family and they care about you so much. But then if you don't make enough sales or you don't recruit enough people, then all of a sudden they don't care anymore. Then you're a problem. You're not working hard enough. And today I would like to react to an upcoming top earner at Scentsy. She's been a part of Scentsy for quite a while now. And yes, she is actually at the top, at the very top. Hello, Catherine. Good to see you. Give me a sec here, guys. So, because she is at the very top, she is actually right now giving, oh, I can hear myself, giving, how do I say this? Advice, if you will. Okay. They're giving advice on how to earn more money, be a top leader. But while I was watching this video, I pretty much started to get like almost trigger flashbacks. And it also always reminds me of On Passive now. Every time that I look at an MLM, I'm now forced to forever compare it to On Passive. And this whole toxic positivity thing and this whole FOMO thing and this whole you're making passive income, but why aren't you working hard enough? You're supposed to dedicate 24/7 to your business. And if you're not doing well, then it's your fault. Don't think that maybe it's because there's 300 Scentsy Huns in your area, because literally everyone in my hometown pretty much is signed up to sell Scentsy. Forget about all that, right? That's not why you're having trouble. It's because you need to fix yourself. You need to do personal development and you need to sell this crap more. And it also shows us in this video we're going to be reacting to today how much recruiting actually matters. Because what all of these companies tell you is that you can do well just by selling the product. And that's a lie. That is a 100% complete lie. I had a very hard time trying to recruit people because I'm a very honest and transparent person. So if I wasn't making a good amount of money in Scentsy, I was unable to tell other people to come and join because they would make really good money. It was a conflict of interest to me. I did not like having to do that. So I wasn't recruiting enough. And I was in it for about 6-7 months where I worked extremely, extremely hard. And then, of course, I phased out and slowly left. And the issue with why I left was partially because I got very fed up of the Facebook group I was in. We had a manager and people would ask questions. They would say things like, hey, I'm writing people every day and asking them if they want to buy, and they're saying no, and I'm trying to recruit, and I'm working really, really hard, and it's just not happening for me. Why aren't I making money? All right, just for example. And the manager of the Facebook group, who was a girl named Courtney, would, instead of keeping up those questions of like, why aren't I making the money you promised me? She would delete them from the Facebook group. And then she would personally message you and she would say, listen, don't mention in the group that you're not doing well. I need you to pretend that you are selling like crazy and that you're recruiting people left and right, okay? We have to have it so that when new people come into this group, they don't see those negative messages. That's negativity. We don't do negativity here, okay? We just don't do it. Come in and say, I am so happy to be a part of Scentsy. The Scentsy family's my family too. I wish I was Mormon like their family was, and then I could work 24/7 to sell this crap. Don't say anything like that. And I, of course, was like, well, why not? Don't you want to be honest about how things are going for people? Because I've worked in sales before, and one of the things I had pounded into my head is don't lie about the expectations. It was a big thing. I've worked at True Green Lawn Care, worked at Bell Canada, several other places in sales. Those are just like two of the later ones. And that's what they always said. They said, don't sell stuff and give people too high of expectations. Don't like trick them into the sale. Don't manipulate them, blah, blah, blah. They're very against that. And then I came into the MLM world and they're all about that. They're like, fake it till you make it. Tell people you're making 6 figures in this thing when you're actually lucky if you make $30 a month, let's say, right? And so, like, I had a problem with it. And so every time that I was in this group and someone would write a message like that, I would see it disappear because you guys know you're in those groups 24/7 chit-chatting. And you could see it in real time. Like the comment come up, the post in the Facebook pops up, and then all of a sudden it gets deleted. And after I had seen that happen a few times, I was like, listen, I don't like how how this Facebook group is basically like a manipulation trap of toxic positivity and all of us pretending to be happy. And then you're saying you're going to help us, but when we come in here and we ask for help, you delete it and then you message us. What is that? That seems very dishonest to me. And she was like, well, maybe that just isn't for you then. Maybe it's just not for you then, if you can't do the toxic positivity and the manipulation and lies. And I was like, yeah, no, maybe it's not then. And when I was watching this girl doing this video we're going to be reacting to, I got that same similar feeling, okay? I was like, this is like my old manager. She has a Facebook group like my old manager does, and she's in there deleting all of these negative comments because, as you'll see, it becomes very apparent that there's been some. They have a lot of problems trying to sell their products over there, and she gets a little bit fed up with them as the top 6-figure Scentsy leader. And, that's kind of what happens around here. And I've been ignoring my chat, and they're like, you're so rude for that, Queen. I am so sorry. Hello, Sherry. It's really good to see you. I used to really like their wax squares and heaters. And that's completely fine. I think everyone has at one point bought Scentsy, especially in this MLM realm. If you have ever been a part of an MLM, I am sure you have come across a Scentsy hun, and you've probably bought some off of them. Catherine says that she's a former Pampered Chef hun. Oh, Lord. Yeah, that one's a doozy. That one's an interesting company for sure. Sherry says, I've been in multiple MLMs, always just for the products, never for the recruiting. And the funny thing about Scentsy is it very much does depend on this. So they kind of have this weird way of thinking over there where they'll go, oh, well, you don't have to join to actually sell. You can just join to get your discount. And then you're told, if you're one of the huns there, the distributors, which we call huns because of their hey hun messages, that basically like trick them into that, right? Tell them, oh yeah, you can just sign up to get the discount because, you get like 50% off of the products for most of the MLMs if you sign up, or 40% or 30% off, right? So you get a discount as a distributor, and they'd say, just sign up so you can get the discount. That way you don't pay full price for your products. And then we're told, and then slowly try to force them to actually make a sale, and then tell them they should start signing up their family under them, and then they can make cash too. So I would actually say that Scentsy is one of the biggest ones out here that tells people to join just for the discounts. Out of all of the MLMs, they don't have any shame with that. They're like, yeah, we do that all the time. We tell people to do it. Whereas a lot of the other MLMs, they'll get mad if you do that. Like It Works, they really don't like that. They're like, no, you have to be into selling. Don't just sign up to get the discount. We'll be able to tell, and we're not going to like you as a hun, But Scentsy's like, yeah, sign up to get the discount. That's how they get so many people. I'm also disabled, and I was brought into MLMs because my husband was working full-time, and he became too disabled to work. And it was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? We just had a baby, a couple years ago. She was still young, just getting out of diapers and whatnot. And it was like, Lord, what are we going to do? And, well, they'll find you. They'll find you in your time of need. My Avon upline also sold Scentsy plus other MLMs. Yes, there's a lot of serial MLMers out there. I mean, I started with It Works, and then when that didn't work, I went to Scentsy because Scentsy was the quote-unquote safe MLM. And it still is kind of considered that out here. It's a stigma I've been trying to end because it really, there's nothing safe about it. I would argue that Scentsy is actually one of the most dangerous MLMs. It is run by a Mormon family. A lot of people get angry at me because I bring that up a lot. Even Illuminati in her video was like, Queen, it's not a Mormon company. The people that run it are just Mormon, and they have to pay their teeths or whatever it's called, right? The money that you have to pay. Listen, if you're running a business and you're Mormon, you pretty much give all of your money to the Mormon church. It's a part of being Mormon. You literally have to donate like all of your money. So pretty much all of the money that this company makes goes back into the Mormon church. And they do not tell you that. A lot of people are like, oh no, it's not. Just the people that run it are Mormon. Queen, you were wrong for that. No, Blair, Illuminati, you were wrong for that. Because they do have to donate most of any profit they make to the Mormon church, especially when you in Utah and your whole life is up in that church. And I've talked to people that live in Utah who are not in these and are not Mormon, and they were like, yeah, it's crazy out here. Like, I want to move. I need to get out of here. This is cult central. So I just think that more people need to be aware that if they are buying Scentsy products, they are technically supporting the Mormon church. And if you are of another religion or you are atheist, you should have the right to know that, to decide if that's something you want to do. Keeping that information from you is, again, something that I'm against out here, which is not allowing you to make an educated decision because they're withholding this information. And I don't think that's right. I think that the company should be 100% transparent about where all its funds go and what it supports. And then you get to decide if that's something you want to support. But enough rambling from me. I want to show you what actually started this for me because I saw a post here and it says, what is Scentsy? Of course, it's your usual, this is what Scentsy is. And they say, a safe, wickless alternative to scented candles and now so much more. Like it wasn't already. I thought it was, but whatever. This wickless concept is simply decorative ceramic warmers designed to melt scented wax with the heat of a light bulb instead of a traditional wick or flame. There are over 80 different scents, and that's true. They're constant scents, and many different warmers to match any decor. There are also other home fragrance products, including buddies, scent circles, scent packs, travel tints, fragrance foam, and room spray. Okay, you just said that it's decorative ceramic warmers. All right, alternative to scented candles. And now so much more. And then you literally list the so much more. Again, it's always been so much more. Come on, Scentsy, get with it. And you're like, well, Queen, what's wrong with this? Oh, wait, it continues. Scentsy is more than just home fragrance, though. As of March 1st, Scentsy also has a fine fragrance line, including body care and laundry care products, all gluten-free, toxin-free, and animal cruelty-free. This includes shower gel, shower cream, body lotion, body sprays, body everything, okay? Butters, hand cream, solid perfume, washes, whiffs, and dryer discs. Ooh, it almost rhymed at the end there. That was cute. This is the post that they've been sharing over and over again. And I'm like, you guys have had this shit for ages. When are you going to change the post and update it a bit? Okay? Because there's been this entire line for years. And someone shared this just the other day. And I was like, why are we sharing old ass Scentsy posts that I remember from when I was in it. So then I was like, you know what is Scentsy doing right now? And of course, in my search, I found our amazing Hunbot. Yes, I did. And her name is Chloe Cox. It's fun to say, isn't it? Chloe Cox. This is her here. She has 8.88 thousand subscribers. And it literally says business mentor plus personal coach plus world changer. Because again, whenever you're in these businesses, you are told you're not just in here selling wax melts and building teams of recruits with other people who won't make money. No. You are saving the world. You are empowering women. And it's like, no, it's actually not that deep. You really are just running a pyramid scheme with a product to rip off women. That's what we're doing here. It's the opposite of empowerment. And then, of course, I went over to the website, and spoiler, there isn't much new. But let's just go over this again quickly, since it's been a little bit of a while. Their mission, of course, to bring value to the world by providing an industry-leading, family-friendly business opportunity, selling creative, artistic, high-quality products that warm the heart, enliven the senses, and inspire the soul. It sounds so lovely, doesn't it? Our values, simplicity. It's the uncomplicated path that defines us. Authenticity. If it's not real, it's not us. Well, again, I must ask, what about the messages that kept getting deleted from the Facebook group? I'm just saying. And then generosity. We strive to give more than we take. Then, of course, they say that they've donated more than 16.5 million US to charities worldwide. And these are some of their partners down here. Yes, Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, Warner Brothers, Justice League with DC, NHL and the NFL, and Looney Tunes, which I found kind of funny because I was like, oh, I didn't realize that they were actually just a company like Looney Tunes. Anyway, so not much has changed. They still have pretty much the same products. And as you're about to see, they are still shilling out the same bullshit. So without further ado, let's go there, Miss Chloe Cox. This one is called How to Be a Full Circle Leader.
Hello. What is up, everybody?
Oh, well, not much with me. What's up with you? I hope you're having a lovely day.
I am going to let a few people hop on.
Okay.
And then we are going to get right into it. That way we can keep this short, sweet, but productive, and just giving you hopefully the important information that can really help you lead.
That can really help you lead. I don't know why the way that she says that bothers me. It comes off fake to me. I don't know why, but the way she says really help you lead, I'm like, ugh.
And so if you're hopping
Hello, Rach,
on,
good to see you.
just say hello so we can get a logarithm on this page notifying people that I am live.
Notifying people.
Happy hump day.
It's an algorithm. Feel like she said that wrong.
Hey, you guys, I hope you're having a really productive week. I hope that you guys...
Are you on an anti... Yes, my dear. I actually started with anti-MLM and r/videos. That's how I got here.
have went out of your comfort zones this month and did open houses. And
now here's the thing, right? This is what I mean. So you're in this business that's supposed to give you passive income. So why would you have to step outside of a comfort zone? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're pushing people to do more stuff. Yeah, I do. I feel like she was like, I'm a algorithm or something. I don't know what she said, but it wasn't algorithm. That's for sure.
And last chance first glance parties. I hope that you guys have front loaded your
So last chance first glance parties appear to be their new FOMO type party, where it's like the discontinued stuff, if you will. So Scentsy has like this crazy turnover rate for products, let me tell you. You've never seen anything like it. They'll get like 80 cents, right? The 80 cents. And then literally like, yes, go record spooky videos for Halloween. I love it. Great idea. Literally like, what was I saying? Now I don't even remember what I was saying. I threw myself off.
calendar for September, because we are coming up on the end of August, you guys, and it's going to be really...
Oh yeah, the parties. Okay, so every few months, they get 80 new scents, okay? At the end of the 3 months or so, it's usually every 3 months, they have like a discontinuation. So they always have like 20 cents that you can always get. And then the other like 60 get traded. So then every year, once or twice a year, they've done it twice a year before, they'll have a bring back your bar. And so they take the scent away from you and they're like, no, you can't buy this anymore. And then they'll vote once or twice a year on what scents people miss, right? Like they're like, what scents did you try that we took away from you that you wish that you could still buy? And it's craziness to me. I've never seen like so many scents get pushed through and taken away from people, and you'd be trying to sell it and someone would say, I really like the wintergreen scent, but it's like June and it's discontinued. It only comes out around Christmas. So then you got to be like, oh, well, wait for bring back your bar or the Christmas to come and then you can get it again. And it would actually be a lot more annoying than what you would think. And I just think it goes against their company, if you will. Because I swear to God, people get very fed up. They're like, oh, but that was my favorite scent. Now it's not available anymore. Fuck this, you know? And so now they're having these parties for the discontinuing scents. Because the top Huns will get a letter that will say, okay, so this month we're discontinuing this list of scents. So make sure you push them out. Tell people that they're going. And it's honestly just a way for this company to constantly keep you in a fear of missing out mode in your brain. Because when the scents come, you go, oh my God, this is my favorite. I better buy a whole bunch of them because what if it gets discontinued? It keeps people on the edge of their seat 24/7 because they're too scared that the scent's going to disappear. And it literally, every single person in this thing is constantly in fear of missing out. Fear of missing out on their scent, of the Scentsy buddy, of everything. Because they don't just take the scent away with like the warmers. Like when they put out a scent, you can get almost everything in that scent. And then the scent literally just disappears completely. So if you really like, let's say, the laundry stuff in a certain scent, and then that scent's discontinuing, they hope you're going to buy like 6 laundry bundles of that scent, right? Just so that you can stock up on the scent you like. And this is how this company gets you. And this is how they get people to continuously spend. And it sucks because the Huns are constantly having to do scent of the month, warmer of the month. They have like this whole box thing that comes, and it ends up being like $50 to $80 a month that they have to spend in order to do the attractive marketing. It's all based on attractive marketing. Even the bath products for kids in this company are based on attraction marketing. And I've spoken out about that before. People out here going, Queen needs to post her kid up on the internet. Yeah, I was in Scentsy. They said, when your kid's taking a bath using our products, take pictures and post it up. They don't give a fuck that there's creeps out there. In fact, they urge you to do that, to use your children with all of their children's stuff, right? They're like, oh, get your kid the Scentsy buddies, and then take pictures of them cuddling them and post them all over the internet. And it's not good, and it's not safe. And I've been very, very vocal about how I do not think that it is a good thing to do. And then I got canceled for ever doing it, but whatever. So this is my whole thing. Like, it's just constant attractive marketing. So when you're doing attraction marketing, you have to use the products. So you always have to have products. So they say, oh yeah, you don't have to stock up. You don't have to buy a lot. But by the way, please do get the scent of the month, the warmer of the month, and make sure you use the products every day and post yourself using the products at least 5 times a day so you can sell them and recruit. Okay, thank you. You know, it's like, the fuck, bud?
Important to make sure that you are working your personal business before you are trying to be a leader, right? So I'm really...
Oh, so before you work on your personal development, make sure you sell in the Scentsy and recruited, is what she just said.
Excited to share this content. This is something new.
It's really not new. You guys have been doing these stupid leadership lives. You even have an entire team dedicated to leadership. There's like 500 Facebook groups dedicated to teaching people how to lead and be a leader. So I don't know what's going to be new about this, but I guess let's find out.
That I am going to be training on today. So I'm really excited you guys are here. As you guys know, I am very, very passionate about leading you all, leading our group, leading our team, leading one-on-one, doing coaching calls, all those kinds of things. I'm very, very passionate about helping you guys get in the driver's seat and get where you want to go. And one thing that gets missed in the training aspect on a broad spectrum that I don't get to tell you guys in a place like this is the importance of having a well-rounded leadership, full circle kind of business. And there are 2 parts that I truly believe and have seen in the past 11 years as a leader, because I've been a leader for 10 out of those 11 years. So
you heard it here. She has been a part of Scentsy for 10 years. The welcome video when you go to her channel is, and you guys might have seen it when I went there, is how I make 6 figures with Scentsy. She's right at the top, this one.
Past 10 years being a leader in Scentsy, this has been a direct commonality, one building off of the other. When I have seen leaders that are stuck at lead, a lot of you guys are stuck at lead, star, and superstar. Many of the people on this team are literally stuck at lead, star, and superstar, and you keep flip-flopping back and forth about what system you should do or what you need to do for your business this week or what.
Who knew that selling warmers and wax could be so damn complicated, right? I mean, when you're recruited into this thing, you're told it's really easy. You just use the products that you love with us, post yourself doing it, and people will buy them off you. And they'll join your team. But as you're going to see here, it's quite a complicated process, apparently.
You need to do for your team the next week. There's so much confusion and it's so imbalanced that you never even get paid at title. And furthermore, you don't ever promote. Okay. And this is going to be a really hard training for you to swallow because you're going to hopefully self-reflect and realize, even if you're on here and you're a star director or a superstar director, you're going to realize that there is a commonality in an imbalance of what you're doing in your leadership and in your business, because what you should be looking at as a leader is frontline promotions every month. And the higher up you go as a leader, meaning when you go up to star, you should be promoting a star with you. That's a frontline. When you're a superstar, you should be promoting superstar frontlines. When you're a director, you should be continuously, consistently building directors under you. When you're a star director, you should be building star directors under you. And when you're a superstar director, you should be building superstar directors under you. And
all right, so did you guys get all that? Because, you know, the pyramid is not at all complicated. Not at all complicated. I'm sure you understand everything she just explained perfectly.
this is not happening within Scentsy. It is not.
Yeah. Now, do you think, Miss Chloe, do you think that is because maybe there's oversaturation in Scentsy? Like I said, my entire hometown pretty much sells it. Like every single person that I went to high school with almost sells this crap. Most of them still living in the same city. So there's a huge oversaturation in the Huns existing. And I don't know if the products are as popular as they were a few years ago when this stuff first kind of came out. It seems to be fizzling off. And I'm okay with that. So is it the problem of the company, maybe? Maybe they should stop taking everyone's scents away that they like I did a little rant at the beginning. Maybe they should come up with some better warmers, you know, some nicer ones. Maybe they're still behind on that. I don't know. Maybe no one wants Looney Tunes Scentsy buddies. And they should have just stuck with the Disney ones and the Marvel and the DC ones. Do you think maybe that could be it? It's something the company's doing, right? Because you're not about to blame this on the distributors, are you?
I want you to comment for me and tell me if you can relate to this. Is this you and your leadership right now? If you were on here...
Oh no, she sticks out her tongue like Carly.
Do you have frontline
Got another
rock
Leslie
stars
Clark here?
that are at the same title as you?
I thought that this company was about selling warmers and wax. So far, we haven't heard one thing about selling warmers and wax, but we're learning about how to be a leader and recruit top leaders under us.
Are you consistently growing them? And I'm being really honest about this, and I want you guys to understand, I don't want this training to make you think that you're not capable. But I need for you guys to understand that you're doing a lot of things that don't matter if you are not promoting yourself and if you are not promoting front lines under you to hit your level.
Oh, so it is our fault then. We're doing stuff that doesn't matter. Now, why would the Huns be doing stuff that doesn't matter?
I don't care if you're the best superstar director in the world. If you're not promoting frontline superstar directors and frontline directors, there's something wrong.
But what if you're selling a lot of the Scentsy products, since that's what the company's all about? Selling the products, right? Or are you saying the company is more about recruitment?
There is something wrong.
There is something wrong. Yes, we get it. You think there's something wrong with... There's a lot wrong with me, okay? Just go, continue on.
Okay? And this is consistently. Okay. So what we're going to talk about over the next 5 to 10 minutes.
So what we're going to talk about, and now she's talking to me like I talk to my daughter when she does something wrong. And I'm like, okay, sweetie, so we're going to have a little talk about this. You know, like... That's what that felt like to me. I was like, oh, I just became this woman's kid and she's scolding me.
Is full circle leadership. Okay?
Okay.
So, if you want to be a well-rounded leader, okay?
Bitch, I just want to sell some bars. Jesus.
That means there is somewhat a balance to leadership. I am balanced in the way I work, in the way I lead. I don't need 5 million systems, a million databases, a million different ways to drip emails to you guys or to my customers. I don't need to do all those things to have a well-rounded business.
Okay.
What I do have to do is the right things. And a lot of us are doing the wrong things.
Okay, so are you going to explain to us what the right things are and what the wrong things are?
So let's talk about the first step in having well-rounded leadership. In order to have well-rounded leadership, you have to have a well-rounded business.
Okay. So does that mean lots of recruits and lots of sales? Both? One or the other?
Okay? What does this mean? Well, it means every single person that is doing the trainings in this group that has taught you guys about parties, follow-up, systems, join conversations, etc.
Etc. Oh, I thought I had a speech impediment.
You are rinsing and repeating what they are teaching. You are getting results from these things. You are front loading your calendar. If you don't have parties booked, leaders don't say, I don't have parties booked. You know what you do? You have your own party. That's what leaders do.
Yeah, if you can't book any parties because people are like, I don't want you coming to my house, or forcing all of my Facebook friends to come and listen to you talk about Scentsy for like 2 fucking hours and then try to sell it to us, just have your own party and then force all your friends to come to your house. I have a great parody of a Scentsy party. You should go check it out.
Because you should never be comfortable to even type out on your team page that you just don't have parties booked. You're a leader. Leaders go first. And a big problem that we have within Scentsy is leaders want to look like they're doing a lot of things, and we want to check all these Facebook pages and do all these things, but we're not actually doing things that are productive.
Okay.
We're not moving the wheel to make sure that our business is taken care of. Because if our business is not growing every single month, but we're trying to grow leadership, that's why you're imbalanced. You're imbalanced because you're not growing your personal business every month, but you're trying to be some kind of leader, and you don't even got no leaders under you because you haven't promoted anybody.
But here's the thing. In most businesses, having a good month means that you sell lots of products. It is only in MLMs that you will hear that you could sell a whole shit ton of products, but you're still having a bad month in your business because you didn't recruit some people and get some good customers under you on an auto ship. It's funny how they always talk about how recruiting isn't important. And that's just because if they were honest about how important recruitment is to the success of these businesses, then guess what? That makes it a pyramid scheme. They've somehow made this loophole because they claim, oh no, we have products and we're more about selling the products than recruiting. So that's what saves them from being an actual Ponzi or pyramid scheme. And then when you go to these meetings and you listen to them all talk, it's hardly ever about how to sell products. It's almost always about how to get leadership skills, how to recruit, how to build your 6-figure income, blah, blah, blah.
Do you see why your business gets imbalanced? So this over here, your personal business.
Okay.
You need to start here every single day.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Every single day, you need to think, what does my customer follow-up system look like? What does my customer expansion look like? Some of y'all are circling the drain with the same 40 customers for years. I don't know how you do it. Then you say you don't know how to grow, yet you haven't had a home party in God knows how long, or you've never had one.
Well, see, I was told that we don't need to have home parties if we don't want to have home parties. The parties were supposed to be an extra way to sell if you wanted to. But here it sounds like you have to have parties.
Don't know how to use your fingers to type into Google to find events. Sorry.
That was rude. You don't know how to use your fingers to type into Google and find events. You should be going to all of the events and walking around and bugging everyone about your Scentsy business instead of actually enjoying the events, okay? That's what she said.
You're not sharing about fundraisers. You're not
There it is. You're not sharing about fundraisers. And people are like, what? Wait, they do fundraisers? Oh, yeah. Scentsy's new thing is to do fundraisers. They think it's a great way to sell lots of products while also virtue signaling that, they're a great business that cares about people. Because look at all the fundraisers.
doing anything to grow your network, and that is essential. If your network's not growing, it's dying.
The funny thing, too, is Scentsy and a lot of these MLMs are like, write 50 new people a day. There is no way to grow your network like that. Like, that's insanity.
You cannot continue to exhaust the same customers on your Facebook VIP page to death. That is why they're not responding to you anymore, because you're not growing your network.
Okay.
And I am not going to get on here and tell anybody anymore how to grow their network, because you know exactly how to grow your network. You just aren't doing it. So listening to all of the amazing knowledge, going back maybe and rewatching these videos this month.
Oh, yeah, that's a good way to get lots of monetization. Tell them all that they're all sucking, so they have to go back and rewatch all of your leadership videos that you posted up and monetized on here. I know what you're doing, Chloe. I know what you're doing.
From these amazing, incredible leaders that sell thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars a month and recruit anywhere from 4 to 8 people a month. That's who you need to listen to.
And how many people do you think could do that before the entire world is signed up and selling Scentsy like my entire hometown of Kingston is? I mean, think about it. And then what are you going to do? How are you going to grow your network and get more sales when every single person you know is selling it already? Do you ever think that maybe there would come a time where maybe this business crashes? Do you have a backup plan for if that occurs? I know you're making 6 figures right now, but based on this speech here, it sounds like this company's starting to fizzle out a bit. It seems like all of the Scentsy Huns right now are freaking out. They're like, hurry up, we're coming on to the end of the year. Sell the shit, go, go, go. And it's like, man, how many people would be in this thing right now? Like, the saturation issue is already ridiculous. So how are people supposed to continuously sign up that many people in a month? Just explain that to me, and how long you think this company would go before the entire world would be signed up then.
So you can build a solid business, right?
Right.
And it's not even just parties and events, Michelle, every month. It's out of those parties and events. How many solid customers are you guys getting?
Well, here's the funny thing. Probably not many, because you guys do this to yourselves. All right. You find stay-at-home moms and people that are not in sales, and then you expect them to have all these amazing sales tactics, or expect to teach them all these amazing sales tactics with these damn Facebook lives where you're basically just telling them that they suck and they need to do more. So most stay-at-home moms don't have sales experience. You guys claim you don't need that. You claim you don't need any knowledge or experience in selling or attraction marketing or anything like that in order to be successful here. Then you try to teach people the skills that they need, because without the skills, they won't be successful there. And now you're complaining because after you've taught them the skills in Facebook Lives, mind you, it's still not working out. And that's because to sell products like this in the setting that you want them to do, like these home parties, it takes a certain type of personality. And not everyone has that personality, and that's quite all right. Maybe you wouldn't sign up people who were not interested or didn't have that personality. They weren't interested in selling and shit. If you were more honest and transparent about what people had to do, what's expected of them once they joined. That's on you all. Because you lie to people and you tell them to join this amazing company, and all they'll have to do is buy the products they love. And then other people will buy them, have maybe a party here and there. It sounds great, but it's not realistic that that's going to equate automatically to a successful business, as we all know. And it's very confusing to be a hun in one of these things, to be told that. All right, so that's your expectation. And then all of a sudden you're sitting there listening to your manager do this speech to you, right? And you're going, well, I'm just a stay-at-home mom. Like, I wasn't told I had to do all this stuff. Now all of a sudden there's all this stuff I got to do, and I'm running a business? What the hell, you know? That's a problem with you not telling people and being transparent with people about what will be expected of them once they join this. You should be straight up and honest with them. Listen, we're going to need you to recruit people. We need you to be an extrovert. We need you to be okay with going out to events. If you have social anxiety, this might not be for you, you know? Like when I go and I apply for an actual sales job and they say that kind of shit. You MLM should really be taking advice from the actual people that do sales. Not the other network marketers.
How many clubbers, how many parties are being booked off those parties? I booked 5 parties this past Saturday for my open house.
Wow! Wow. Let's all give her a big clap. That deserves, wow. Oh my God, you are the most amazing top leader at Scentsy ever. I can't believe it. Good for you. I don't believe her, by the way. I don't believe her for 1 second that she booked 5 parties. No way. No way in hell. Don't believe it. Unless she had 5 distributors of hers there and they just did it because they were like, we also need to have parties too so we can make money.
5 brand new hosts, 5 brand new people that
You've been doing this for 10 years. Right? Again, when I was working in sales and I was like brand new to it, they wouldn't be like, you better sell what this person that's been here for 10 years is selling. Because you got like sales goals and stuff made when you're in sales, right? So like it's an unrealistic expectation to expect someone that just signed up for this thing to be able to do what someone that's been in it for 10 years does, right? In most places, be like, no, that's, we're lucky if we get a worker like that. It's only in these MLMs where they convince themselves that they're better than other businesses.
are going to expand my network. I just had a joint conversation before this call with somebody that just got moved up to club from me because they used to be under a consultant under me and that consultant fell off. And you know what I did? I said, you should get paid for your club. This is what the kit looks like this month. Just join. And then your family can order under you. We're missing opportunities because we're too focused on scrolling on Facebook.
See? That's what I mean, though. That's not being transparent. Oh, yeah, sure. You should be making money off of your club. Just join, and then your family can sell under you. See, so you're told that that's all you need to do. And then all of a sudden you got this bitch on a live screaming at you about how you're not doing enough and you got to recruit more people.
And doing pretty pictures. Nobody cares about your pretty picture.
Maybe nobody cares about your pretty picture, Chloe. Everyone likes my pretty pictures. Jeez.
How many customers are you bringing in? How many parties have you had this month? It is literally a sale month, a discontinued scent month. Our clearance sale is incredible. Why are you continuing to let these amazing things that Scentsy gives you slide by instead of using them to your advantage to book parties, not parties you're comfortable in? Because if you're comfortable doing your selling and doing your recruiting, I would love to see how many leaders you're building under you, and I would love to see your sales.
Why do you not believe them? I feel like you would be a really bad boss to have.
Because I guarantee you, if you would go outside of the box and you would do things that you're not comfortable doing, like fundraisers, like in-home parties, right? Like events, I guarantee you not only would you expand your customer base, but you would start building and bringing in new team members that also are going to be able to see a variation of ways to work. How are you guys training your new team members? How are some of you guys training these new team members and you've never even had a home party? You've never done an event. You've never done a fundraiser. Are you just opening online links for people? Because that's a dangerous place to be. That is a dangerous place to put a new consultant. That's very scary. Because 99% of people in Scentsy that are leaders, 99% of them are not. And I mean leaders, paid at title, leaders, growing leaders. I can guarantee you Jenna Audette's not doing a million Facebook parties. Neither is Melissa Gratz. And I know I'm not.
Oh, Jesus. Let's not dox everybody.
I know Jennifer Anderson's not. You know what we're doing? We're getting in front of people. You guys need to get back to building your business and doing the hard work that it takes to build a business. And I want to encourage you. And I've been telling
Lady, you told me to sign up so that I could sign up my family, get the discount, my family could order off of me and I could make some coin. Now you're telling me I gotta run this here business and work real hard all day? I'm disabled and I got 10 kids to take care of at home. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ, Chloe. You're a little sassy.
my people I've been doing coaching calls with this. If you've not done an event, book an event every single month this fall.
Why? For what purpose? Imagine though, you're living your life and instead of you being able to enjoy things, every single minute of your life has to be dedicated to you thinking about your business, you telling people to join it, you asking people to buy stuff off you. Hell, you're not even booking events, like I said, so that you could go and enjoy them anymore. Now you're going to your kids' birthday parties, your kids' friends' birthday parties going, oh, damn, I really hope I can sign up their parents for my pyramid scheme. Instead of being like, oh, I can't wait to just go and talk to other adults while these kids are hanging out, you know? It's a sad life. I've lived it. Wake up every morning and, you know, instead of hanging out with your family, you're supposed to do personal development by watching videos such as this one, because it's supposed to help build you up, I guess. And then you literally dedicate your whole day to trying to sell Scentsy to anyone that you come across, and then book events and fundraisers and stuff that you can attend so that you could sell Scentsy and everything becomes your business. That's why you turn into what we call a Hunbot, where you lose your entire sense of self. You're no longer Chloe. No, no, no. You're no longer that person. You are now Scentsy Hunbot number 563, let's say. Okay? That's who you are now. And your whole existence is just dedicated to Scentsy recruiting and Scentsy selling and Scentsy training. Every time you take a picture of your family, you got to put Scentsy somewhere in it. You know? It takes over the whole life of every single person in these things. And that's partially why it's a cult and not just a business. That's what makes it a cult, is that it takes over your life.
If you've not done a home party, at least one every month this fall. If you've not done a fundraiser,
okay,
one
Mom.
every month this fall.
I'll try,
That's
Mom.
my challenge to you guys, because if you're not growing, what are you doing as a leader and why are you here?
Maybe they're spending time with their families without Scentsy buddy pictures, okay?
There's no way you're going to build a full-time business by doing kind of part-time, easy, comfortable work.
Oh, well, that's funny. Because the whole thing about network marketing and multi-level marketing is supposed to be that you hardly have to do any work and that it is easy. So which is it? Because it can't be both at the same time. These things cannot coexist. It's not a passive income that you hardly have to work at that's so easy to make, and then also a business that you have to dedicate all of your time and energy to. Pick one. Can't be both.
It's not going to happen. And my goal in building leaders and helping you guys, number one, see that you are capable and you can do this, but you have got to do this. Nobody tells me how to work my business every day. I don't need a motivator. I don't need to go on YouTube.
Okay, then bye, bitch. What are you doing on here? You say nobody tells you to work your business every day. Okay, but you're on here yelling at people, basically. Being all sassy.
You can get trained on how to talk to a customer.
It's like, okay, well, I'm sorry for listening to your leadership training. She's like, I don't need anyone to tell me what to do, but I'm going to stand here and tell all of you what to do.
Go and talk to a customer.
And how dare you need someone to tell you what to do as I'm standing here telling you what to do, damn it.
Trial and error. And we live in a world where nobody wants to trial anything because we just don't want to do it. Or we're scared of no. And what I want you to get comfortable in is getting really uncomfortable and really, really, really used to.
Wait, you want us to get comfortable in getting uncomfortable? You want us to get comfortable by getting uncomfortable. That's what you just said. I'm going to need a minute to think on that one. We'll be right back after a message.
How do you know if your problems are the result of bad life choices or demons? And what do you do if your problem is demons? My 200-page book, Dealing with Demons, has answers for questions most are afraid to ask. Can Christians be demon-possessed? How can I know what's natural and what's supernatural? Dealing with Demons will teach you how to recognize symptoms that the devil is at work in your life or the life of someone that you care about. Learn strategies to avoid Satan's traps and walk in freedom and supernatural protection. Read Dealing with Demons and be one step closer to living in spiritual victory.
Wait, do you have a condom? You don't have one somewhere? Yes. Oi, excuse me there, sir. Do you have these directions? Sure, you just go down that way and make a turn. Don't let her know that your dinger is almost a no-go. Get Tiny Dinger condoms to you discreetly. It's very important to choose the right size, so make sure that you get your tiny size. Don't be caught without a condom. No, no, no. Get Tiny Dinger condoms, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand. Located at your local CVS, pharmacy, Rexall, Shopper, Drug Smart, Walmart, and in your favorite streamer's nightstand. Are you
Get it. You're into feet, and not many girls are also into feet, but you finally found your dream woman. We got your souls covered now. Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Dinger condoms, trademarked, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand, and the same people who brought to you sexual endorphin spray, trademarked. We have now created the foot fetish Fantasia spray. When you're rubbing on her toes, take a deep breath in and smell the sweet aromas of the toilet bowl, the tire shop, dead flowers, and your nana's perfume. After all, it will turn you on more than just her pinky toe will.
Effectively eliminates odor-causing bacteria that causes smelly feet. An easy-to-use spray bottle and targeted application. Spray your feet lightly and allow 3 to 4 seconds for it to dry.
This little piggy has been to the market and grabbed themselves a bottle of the foot fetish Fantasia spray, trademarked. It made it so much easier to wank to my ex-girlfriend's feet after she posted up her beach trip vacay photos. Shh! She has a restraining order against me, so don't tell her that I'm stalking her Insta. Grab your bottle now and make that nasty foot fragrance vanish just like a ghost. Located at CVS Pharmacy, Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Kmart, Chaz R Us, and in your favorite foot fetishist nightstand. Now, back to our original programming. Back to our original programming. I think she means she wants you to get comfortable stepping outside of your comfort zone. But she said she wanted you to be comfortable getting uncomfortable. And that fucked me up.
Hearing no. Because leadership is not a participation trophy. Leadership is earned.
Oh, the attitude. It's funny too because a lot of the people in Scentsy have this attitude.
You're not going to become a leader that can leave their job and can do Scentsy full time, not for long anyways. There are many people who leave Scentsy, but they have to come or leave their job and just do Scentsy, and they have to come back because they didn't build a solid foundation in their business and they're not focusing on the right things.
It's actually because 98% of people who sign up for multi-level marketing don't make money. So that's the real reason.
So then they have to go get a job again. And what you have to realize is that consistency, determination has to be the norm. If you want to be a leader, you have to get very disciplined in being consistent in partying and sponsoring. That
sounds so funny. Being consistent in partying. People are like, all right, I'll get out the six-pack.
has to be at the utmost. That has to be when you are making your list of things that you want to get better in and things you need to focus on every day. Stop printing out systems and stop trying to do all the things. And I want to know how many parties you have booked for this month and how many sponsoring conversations you've had in the past 3 days. And if it's not more than 5 parties front loaded and you've not had at least 3 conversations in 3 days, you need to stop what you're doing and you need to get back to the basics. You don't need to get trained on how to follow up with a customer. You just need to do it, right?
You don't need to be trained on it. You just need to do it. She says, as she's doing a training, like Facebook Live. That's the best part about this.
So in order to have well-rounded leadership and full circle leadership, you've got to have a well-rounded business. Sales, annual sales. Recruiting, annual mentor. They align to
She's working
help
the
you
brats.
focus on selling well to expand your customer base, annual sales, and annual mentor. Growing people, not just to certified. That's a problem too.
Okay.
But growing them after certified. So now we're going to get into how you can be a well-rounded leader. I have 3 different ways.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So the first thing I want to say is leaders, you are not always going to be liked. And that is your superpower.
Oh, is that what she's doing here? Because, you know, I didn't have a problem with her at the beginning, but as the video continues on...
Leaders are not always going to be liked, meaning you're going to have to make decisions for the best of the team, and they don't have to understand. There are many decisions I make that I don't ask you guys permission for. I didn't ask you guys if you wanted a new team page. I didn't ask you guys if you wanted a new leadership page. I made that decision so I could clean them up, make them very systematic, get them fresh, and boot people out that didn't want to be there.
See? See? What is that? That's weird. Like, what, you had a Facebook page and Facebook group that had stuff on it that you didn't want people to see, right? Were there people coming in and going, I haven't made any money this month, and you said I was going to make money as long as I signed up because my friends and family would buy off me. I knew she was a deleter. She deleted the whole old pages and just made new ones. She's like, so I can boot everyone that didn't want to be there.
That's why I did that. I didn't have to explain that to you guys, but you guys who wanted to be on my pages, you added yourselves.
Uh-huh.
So you have to, as a leader, get confident in decisions you're going to make. And I say this as the first well-rounded leader tip, because as you grow your team, you're going to feel like you need to do everything for everybody. You're going to think you need to coach everybody, which is the most detrimental thing I hear when I talk to leaders, is that you guys are literally working with everybody, and that is not sustainable. You cannot work with everybody as you grow. If I worked with 14,000 people, I wouldn't sleep, I wouldn't eat, I wouldn't be married. I'd probably be dead. It's not possible. So if you're wanting to grow a full-time business, you need to start looking at the way that leaders in Scentsy that are doing really well, which it's hard for you guys to know who's doing well, because you may see a superstar director that acts like they're doing all the things, yet they haven't been paid a title. They've grown no frontline director.
But that's your fault. You tell them to fake it till they make it. It's a really big thing. You do the toxic positivity. So again, how are people supposed to know? You teach them to do that, and then you literally turn around and get mad at them for doing it. I don't understand.
They've grown no superstar directors. They've grown no star directors. They're not sponsoring, right? It's hard for you to know. But what I will say about me is I practice what I preach.
Oh, yeah?
And when I tell you that you need to start focusing on doing with 10 what you can do with 100, you need to implement that now. You're not a 7-Eleven. Why you guys are answering your team members 24 hours a day is beyond me. And your frontline and your new recruits, they can wait.
She's so rude. It's beyond me. You're not a 7-Eleven. Okay? Your new recruits can wait. Okay? Yeah, that's a great system, by the way. Sign up people as a new recruit and then ignore them. Great job. That's definitely how you should be a leader.
Your family comes first. You need to time block when you do team days. Mine are Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you don't have a time when you do team stuff, you need to. If you're a leader, if you're a lead consultant or above, you should have a dedicated time every week that you are focusing on leadership. You're focusing on growing your leaders. You're focusing on building community. I literally started leadership calls probably the second year into my business. And so you can.
And it's 10 years later and she's still sassy and yelling at everyone about how they're not working hard enough.
Cannot be everything for everybody. And I promise you, if you want to burn out really quickly, keep doing that. And you're going to see that, wow, Chloe really did know a thing or two about this, because these people do not care about you. And that's the God honest truth. They want to get something out of you, especially if you're successful. And it's hard to hear that.
I thought Scentsy was a family. They call themselves the Scentsy family, and now she just sat here and went, none of the people on your team care about you. Like, so much for having that Scentsy family, huh?
Because you're like, Chloe, my team loves me. They can love you, but they have a personal gain they want to get from you whenever they're talking to you.
That's what this is based off of. Literally, it's a pyramid. You sign people on, you make money off of them, and then they want to learn how to make money like you. Now you're complaining about it.
The truth. There are some people, far and few between, maybe on your team, that really care about you as a person. But I want you guys to understand this. You cannot attach your success or your worth in Scentsy in your team. You are there to lead your team by example, and then to set up business hours, business blocking times, leadership blocking times, and parameters so you can help them grow. That is the best way.
I'm here to help you grow your business, but you can only get a hold of me on Tuesday between 1 and 3 p.m. Like, that just sounds dumb.
That I can explain how to be successful and sustainable as a leader in Scentsy. Okay, the second way, identify early on and consistently who you need to work with. Who does coaching calls? Comment for me.
Yeah, take
Who does coaching calls?
Been talking
Who is getting on the phone with their frontline and helping them get to the next level? Who is helping their frontline get to the next level? If you are not doing this, you need to start immediately. You need to identify the people that are selling, recruiting, and showing up on the calls that you're doing in the team page. If you're not doing consistent calls with your team once a month, you need to right now. Because those shenanigans need to stop.
Yeah, stop those shenanigans. And make sure your team gets on a call once a month so you can yell at them like this girl yells at all of you.
Y'all need to do consistent team calls once a month with your team. I started when I had 2 people on my team, and I have never stopped, ever.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. You're the best Scentsy hand in the whole world. Everyone should be exactly like you. Is that what you want to hear?
You cannot build community with a team you don't know. And you won't build community with a team you don't know. Because when I do my Zooms, there's so many people on, your team isn't getting to talk. They're not getting to connect more than likely, right? That's your job. So if you have not started helping your frontline, that's what coaching is. You don't need credentials to help them get where you got because you've already been there, right? I'm going to repeat that again. You don't need credentials or a fancy app or a fancy system to help your frontline get to where you got. If you're a lead, get on the phone with your frontline and help them learn how to get to lead. Show them the leadership section on anchoredsense.com, our team website that some of y'all are living under a rock on and aren't even looking at. And show them under the Hey Leader section what the compensation plan is, how they promote to lead, how to convert GWV to PRV. Why are you not showing them how to get where you got? When they are where you are, when they are certified, you need to help them understand and know how to get to lead. When they are certified, they should be doing all the things I just talked about in block 1 of building a business, and they should be front loading, expanding their customer base, and booking parties. Front loading. If they're doing that, they will promote to lead, because then you can talk about Earn-A-Kit, teach them about Earn-A-Kit, teach them about all these different things. Okay? So, and I'm going to go back and answer some questions because I saw some on here. So thank you, Morgan, for helping her out. I appreciate that. So identifying early on who to work with. I'm very, very focused on my frontline new recruits in their first 70 days. Even with reinstatements, I encourage them to do a home launch party, to start getting systems in place. I treat them like I do a frontline new recruit, but since they were a reinstatement, it's not that they get a little less, because they do get the same amount of training, but a new recruit is going to need more because reinstatements already know the basics. They already know all that. So
do they though? Because you just told a bunch of managers to go back and relearn the basics. So are we sure about this?
my goal with a reinstatement is you need to have a home relaunch party. You need to aim for, if you're not certified, getting certified. Then if they are certified, they have our team website to know those next steps. Okay? So last but not least, with a well-rounded leader is consistently showing up for your team. Guys, leaders don't ask their team to do things they're not doing. I would never share with you guys that you need to do an open house or front load if I wasn't going first. I would never tell you guys to do a recruiting blitz or a booking blitz or, any of those things if I wasn't going first. I would never tell you guys to book an event if I wasn't going first. I would never tell you guys to make teacher bundles if I wasn't going first. I could go on and on and on because that is not authentic. You have to be competent to be confident. Some of you guys are not wanting to do team calls because you're not working your business. So you know what I want to encourage you to do? Go back to block 1 and work your business. Then you will have plenty of things to talk about on the team call. You will have plenty of ideas to share. And then guess what? Consistently, because some of you guys are not wanting to do calls because you've only done 2 your whole leadership career and they didn't show up. Who cares? Keep doing them. Build connections with your team. Stop messaging them and text.
Okay, so here's the thing about this, right? Is that she says don't do things that don't matter. So you would think that having a full team call where people don't show up would be one of those things. But then she says, oh, well, that doesn't matter, that you're just sitting there talking to yourself. And it's like, well, wouldn't that be a big waste of time, though? I'm just saying, and there's a lot of mixed messages in this. So as she continues on, remember what she told us at the beginning of this and then what she's saying now, and try to figure out how it contradicts. Because everything contradicts here in Scentsy.
Them. Tell them they're doing a great job. Build a relationship with them. Make them want to show up. Make them want to contribute. Make them want to come.
You can't make anyone do anything. That's the biggest problem here, isn't it?
Continuously sponsor. You can't keep messing with the same 4 people on your team and wondering why they're not showing up to calls. Y'all need to grow. You need to sponsor. I sponsored 4 to 5 people my first 5 years.
Oh, wow.
A month. 4 to 5 a month. And some of y'all are hanging on to that one person that joined 9 months ago and they said they're finally going to work. Stop. You're identifying and working with the wrong people. You need to stop hanging on and you need to recruit. That's what you need to do.
So this leads me to believe that, that girl that she had the call with before this video that she brought up, who she told to just sign on so that her family would buy off of her, or club would buy off of her, and she can get a discount. Now she'd be expected to do all this extra stuff and all these parties. Otherwise, she doesn't matter anymore, I guess. And now this girl's going to go off ignoring her because she's not recruiting a bunch of people and bringing a bunch of people in. And it's kind of funny because it's like, if you were in one of these teams, right, and you started to get ignored by the leader, would that then incentivize you to work harder at this? Probably not. So I just feel like this is not the greatest advice. I understand that you can't be there for 1,400 people that are on your team, but maybe that's because this business model is crap. Having a business model that depends on recruitment onto a team and then trying to figure out who on that team is actually going to work and then trying to push these people to get something done Did you ever think that maybe the system was broken? Because I'm of a great belief in that. I really do strongly believe that the whole system is broken. These companies are set up to fail, if you will. So, again, stop blaming it on the people that are on these teams and maybe take a look at the system.
Okay? And so,
Business model.
going into that, we have our next Zoom on Monday, this Monday, okay? And I hope to see you guys there. We're going to be I'm going to share my tips from my open house. I'm going to be sharing teacher gifts I did. I'm going to be sharing front loading, all of those things. But, you know, I want to encourage you guys to focus on full circle leadership.
Nothing about this has been encouraging. I have felt like she's been scolding us this whole time. And then this is what I mean. Is this encouraging? Is this the way that these Huns should go about this? Having these like Facebook lives and practically yelling at people that they're not working hard enough and that they need to do more? It's off-putting to me. And I don't feel like a CEO of a company would ever talk to their, employees like this. It's weird. Only in MLMs can you get away with treating people like absolute garbage and then still wanting something from them.
Instead of just focusing on all these random things I feel like people focus on in Scentsy, you need to look at your personal business and are you leading by example? And are you consistently sponsoring? And when you consistently sponsor, how are you launching them? Are you encouraging them and training them on how to have a home launch party? And if you're not, have you had a launch party? If not, you need to have a home relaunch party. It's time, boo. If you're a lead and a star or a superstar, dear God, if you're a director and you have never had a home party, you need to sit down and go have a home party, because I have no idea how you are training people to have a home party that you have never had. Leaders go first.
Leaders go first.
I'm so honored to be a part of this community with you guys. I want you guys to know that I full-heartedly, truly want the best for every single one of you. And leadership is hard. You're not going to hear the easy things in leadership. You're never going to hear that from me, because that's not going to grow a leader. I'm not going to tiptoe around the issues in your business. I'm going to tell you the issues in your business, because that's going to allow you to reflect and either work or not. You have the option. You can work and get discipline and you can do the action steps, or you can sit back and keep watching YouTube videos and keep scrolling on Facebook. You have the option for action. Okay? You have the option to take action. You literally have, it's a gift. It's a gift for you to be able to step into action and to get uncomfortable. Okay? And so
and
I'm
get
going to open
uncomfortable
it up
again
for questions if you guys have any. I know that you guys, most of you guys are probably in Anchored Sense group, so you guys are familiar with a lot of things I was talking about. This is not unfamiliar for you to hear me like share these things that probably opened your eyes to what you need to do. And so if there is any questions you guys have, though, feel free to drop them below.
Every time she takes a drink out of this, I feel like her lid hits her in the face. You would think that after a few times of her Scentsy lid hitting her in the face, it would knock in sense. Haha, see what I did there? But it doesn't. I'm just saying.
I'll answer them.
I'll answer them.
And take action, you guys. Quit waiting.
Yeah, take action on this passive income business, where we tell you that it's all attraction marketing and you hardly have to do anything. You can do it on your phone. You can do it from anywhere, anytime. But make sure that you work really hard and take action.
I had a home launch party in 2012 when I was 2 weeks into my business. Why are we still waiting? Why are y'all still waiting to have a home party? Just set the date and see who comes.
Now, I wonder what happened during COVID. Was it just constant Facebook parties? I mean, I think it's kind of unfair to talk to people like this right now, as COVID has not left a lot of places. Some places are still kind of doing restrictions and whatnot. So, is that really fair? Let me know what you guys think.
Just take action. Quit waiting.
Take action. Quit waiting.
So let's see. Rakia, my newest recruit does not have a Facebook, so I suggested a business account, or should she just get a regular one? She doesn't need Facebook. Why does she need Facebook to work her business? Does she need Facebook?
Well, yeah.
Does she need it? She can be successful without Facebook as long as she's booking parties and as long as she has a follow-up system.
But this is what I mean. You literally just said that there was Facebook groups and that people should be active and that they should go back to the basics and check out the Facebook group. And then you turn around and you tell someone that they don't need Facebook to run their business. But then they're supposed to be growing their network. And let's be real, how are you going to do that without social media? I feel like one of the only ways to for sure do that is with social media. So, I mean, like, yes, kinda.
Ask her if she doesn't want Facebook, she doesn't need to have Facebook. You can teach her how to build her business without a Facebook. I don't work my business on Facebook at all. Y'all know that. If you don't, I'm going to tell you. I don't have a VIP page. I mean, I'm not sitting here
You just said that you created a whole page. What do you mean?
regularly checking DMs. I know that's going to hurt you guys to know. Like, I don't work my business on Facebook at all. If it weren't for my team and leadership page, I wouldn't have a Facebook.
So, if it weren't for her team and leadership page, there it is. So, she does have stuff on Facebook for Scentsy. So, she's out here telling everyone to do all of this work and to be attentive and to like blah, blah, blah. And then she turns around and says, I don't even check my messages. So are you doing follow-ups with people? How do you know that you don't have a bunch of Facebook messages of sales that you could have made that you just missed out on? Looks like you're not fully working your business like you could be by not using the Facebook. Lead by example, right, Chloe? Right?
I literally can't stand it. But I do work it on Instagram some. Ask her what she likes to do. That's what I would encourage you to do. How does she want to work her business? Because Facebook wasn't a thing whenever I first started Scentsy. I didn't grow my business on Facebook at all. You don't need Facebook to grow a business.
Congratulations. Times have changed.
That's a fact. And
Listen, times have changed. You kind of do need social media now for network marketing, to build networks. Just saying. 10 years ago, maybe you didn't, but you do now.
probably grow a way better business by doing in-home parties, having a really simple follow-up system, and continuing to front load. That's how she'll build a really successful business. And she has anchoredscents.com. That's not on Facebook. She can go to anchoredscents.com, girl, whenever she wants, and she can get all the training, all the forms, all the important stuff that she needs, right? So that's my recommendation. Anybody else? All right. Well, I hope that you guys have learned a lot this past month in this group. I'm very thankful that Jen had me be a part of it and the other leaders involved. It has really been incredible to be able to hear their knowledge.
To scream at everyone.
And also to have you guys be able to hear their knowledge, because if you act on what they're saying, your business will change.
Yeah, your business will change. She promises. Just do what they say and it will change.
Ayana, how did you shift your Facebook group to Insta? I never shifted it. I've never liked Facebook. I've never liked Facebook. It's too distracting for me. There's too many ads. And so I just started using Instagram by posting there first, Ayana. And then when you post in your story, it can automatically go to your Facebook stories. Same with when you do a post on Instagram.
Oh my God, how amazing. This is driving me insane. Now we're going to describe to us how you can hook your Facebook and your Instagram and just share it with one story. What does that save you? 2 seconds so that you can do a follow-up message? I don't understand.
It'll automatically go to Facebook. So that's where I post first, and it just shares automatically to Facebook. And then, I mean, I sell in my stories like I do. I mean, if you guys don't follow me, my Instagram is Chloe A. Cox, and you guys can see it's lifestyle and Scentsy. It's not just the Scentsy Instagram at all.
Yeah, because you're told not to do that and to incorporate doing normal posts and family posts along with your business posts.
It's a lifestyle, so I kind of incorporate it all, but that's just where I go first.
It's a lifestyle.
That's where I check DMs. That's where
Last time someone told me something was a lifestyle, it was just not good. It was Kaya Simon's. Man, I don't like hearing it's a lifestyle. Okay, I still like it.
You know, if I have a host, that's the first thing I ask her is if she has an Instagram.
We all do.
So that's
Chad.
just literally where I go to first. That's what I check every day. I don't check Facebook. So if you ever tag me, by the way, or do any of that and I don't see you, please do not take it personal. I don't check notifications. I just don't.
That, again, I don't see how you could apparently be someone running this business for 10 years and you never check your notifications or your DMs. But then you're out here yelling at people that they should be following up with people and working their business and blah, blah, blah. But think of how many opportunities you've missed. You tell everyone, oh, think of the opportunities you've missed by not having parties and going to events and doing fundraisers. Well, what about the opportunities you've missed by not checking your notifications on social media or your DMs? You're a hypocrite, Chloe. You a hypocrite.
That's not how I work my business. My priority on Facebook is the team and leadership page and anything like this that I'm doing. Those are my priorities.
Which you can't really check out much. Like, you would have to pay attention to your notifications on Facebook to really be paying attention to that. So again, that makes no sense.
Not checking notifications, which I know is killing some of y'all, but that's just not how I work my business. All right, Michelle Lard, do you reach out to your team to schedule coaching calls or wait until they reach out to you? Oh, absolutely. I do not let them reach out to me. I pick who I want to work with.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I don't wait. I pick who I
Don't worry, guys. There aren't favorites here. They promise.
want to work with. I identify new people constantly that I want to work with. I literally just reached out to two of the girls that are on here right now. That said that they had actually mentioned to me that they had wanted to work with me, but I had pulled their numbers and looked at their stuff and I was like, let's schedule a call. There's another girl that is on my team that I reached out to this morning because I've seen her participate a lot on my team page.
See, it's all about the participation trophy now, isn't it?
Her numbers are great. She's already a lead consultant, so I'm going to schedule a call with her. No, I pick who I want to work with. I've never had a VIP group. I may have had one for like a year, like 5 years ago, but yeah, I don't have a VIP group. My VIPs, I follow up with and have like a relationship with them.
Ooh, you cheating on your husband with your VIPs? That's not good. No, I'm just joking. But again, you have a relationship with them, you say. But is it a real relationship or real friendship? If they could no longer buy Scentsy from you or be on your Scentsy team, would you then give a fuck about anything that they did? Because everybody that was like a manager and above me on my Scentsy team told me that they were my friend and it had nothing to do with Scentsy. And then the second that I wasn't in Scentsy anymore, they didn't give a fuck about me. They didn't give a fuck about my daughter. They didn't give a fuck about my husband. Like, he could have died and they wouldn't have cared, you know? All of a sudden, I didn't matter to all of these apparent friends anymore. They were just my friends as long as I was in Scentsy and trying to sell stuff and recruit people. So I know that you're sitting here virtue signaling like you're something because you have a personal relationship with your VIPs and all this. But it's a fake relationship. And that's the thing is anyone that's in these types of companies, if they are a friend of yours, you're not an actual friend of theirs. They just see dollar signs when they look at you. You're just a giant walking, talking dollar sign or someone they could recruit. Even the people that they like grew up with as friends get turned into dollar signs. Their family members get turned into dollar signs. You're no longer being friends with people because you enjoy their company and you like to hang out with them and you have things in common. No. You're making friends solely based on, could I possibly sell them some Scentsy or recruit them to my team? Or are they a VIP that I can like work with? There's no more genuine friendships to be had. So when you join an MLM company like Scentsy, you are basically saying that you are willing to trade in your family and all of your friends to see them all as dollar signs instead. To now be a fake friend in their life. Because if they ever message you upset, you're not going to give a fuck what happens to them. Instead, you're going to tell them that they should get a roller of some calming oil. Right? And you're going to try to make a sale out of it. That's what you're taught to do in these things constantly. Like she says, go to events to sell your product and recruit people. It's not to enjoy the event. You're not doing fundraising because you actually care about people. You're just doing fundraising so that you can sell crap, hopefully make them a loyal customer of yours where they buy stuff off of you every single month on auto ship, or recruit them onto the team. And this whole like hustle culture thing is so toxic to family and friendships and just people in general. It really is. And I wish that everyone would wake up to how fake all of these people are. And if you want to see a grifter, these are grifters.
So I do not have a VIP group. Nope, I do not. I just get in front of people.
Instead, I like convince them that we're actually really close friends. Yeah, so that they think that we're close friends, but really they're just my VIPs and I suck up to them to make sure they always buy off of me and do the proper recruiting for their teams. It's very much like that. It's sad, but true.
Focus on personal relationships, customer expansion, parties, Scentsy Club. I focus a lot on club. Any other questions?
I hope not.
I hope that this encouraged you guys and gave you guys some new ideas.
How is it supposed to encourage anyone? Like, I literally, for moments in this, felt like I was a child being scolded by my mother. Okay, that's not encouraging to me. And it's so funny to watch these fucking Facebook trainings that go like this, right? Because they're all like, we're about female empowerment and encouragement and blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, why do you suck? And you're not recruiting enough, and you're not selling enough, and you're not working hard enough. Rah! It's just such mixed messages.
I am gonna go.
Good.
I've got to get some teacher stuff ready for my teachers tonight. Do I do a weekly challenge text for your team? Nope, I don't do any of that. That's not sustainable. You can't sustain weekly challenge texts with your team as you grow. I don't do that. Nope. They can come on the Zoom calls and that I do every 2 weeks right now, and they can hear ideas and share ideas, but I'm not doing weekly challenges. They can be on pages like this and be challenged, but yeah, I don't have the capacity to do that.
She doesn't have the capacity to do that. We had weekly challenges on the team I was on. And I mean, she's not wrong. It really does only motivate people to kind of like reach the goal of the challenge and not actually like learn how to do it all the time. But again, passive income shouldn't have to be working around the clock 24/7 to be successful. That's what they say.
Oh, Jennifer, I'm so sorry to hear that. I can't imagine how hard that's been for you. Suggestions I would give you is to listen to every training that's been on this page and have a home party.
I am so sorry that happened to you. I have no clue what happened to her, but I hope it was in relation to the business. Because imagine coming in here and being like, my dog died, so I've been really depressed as of late, and then having that be the response. Oh, well, why don't you just have a home party? You know, we sell dog pet stuff. They really do. They have a whole pet line. so that you can, buy stuff for your pets. And it wouldn't surprise me if they would be like, you should have all of the people over that your dog had dog friends with and have like them all over for a home party.
For sure.
For sure.
For sure. All right.
Well,
I'm so glad that you guys tuned in. I know this is a weird time. If you're watching the playback, if you have a random question, I will be checking back on this video tonight.
Will you though? Because you said you don't check your notifications. So I don't believe you.
So I'll go through and see if y'all have any questions, but
again, you don't check your notifications.
Leadership is one of the hardest things that you will ever do in your life, but it by far is like the most rewarding.
And like, how did this actually teach anyone leadership skills? Like, you weren't coming on here teaching people how to be resilient, how to work through, and blah. You basically just yelled at all of them, told them that they weren't doing enough, and that they had to refocus on the things you felt were more important. As you're also telling them all that everyone can work their business as they want in their own ways. Everything is conflicting. Everything in this life contradicts each other.
Ooh, I didn't think I'd get emotional, but I've literally watched people's whole lives change. Because of Scentsy, I've watched it change like right in front of my eyes. So leadership is truly the best, and it's an honor.
Yeah, if you guys ever want to really watch what happens in an MLM, Vice has an amazing documentary about LuLaRoe that actually stars Roberta Blevins in it. And I highly recommend that you go and watch it, and watch how when LuLaRoe got shut down, a woman was forced to sell her home. And she bawled her eyes out harder than you're crying right now, Chloe, when she had to go and put that for sale sign out in front of her house. The guy showed up to do it. She just happened to be outside with the camera crew filming with Vice. So that's actually how this thing changes your life. Because MLMs are temporary. And the thing is, there's about a 10-year shelf life with these things. So Miss Chloe here, she's hit a wall, if you will. And she might notice that now it will be pretty hard for her to grow her team. Because again, there's only so many people you can sign up in these things on your team before you literally hit a fucking wall. And I feel like that's what's happening to her now, as the last several lives of hers have been very much like this, where she seems to be getting angry that people are not working hard enough. And, that's kind of what happens in these things. Someone will go in, they'll be really successful. Even the 2% don't make it forever, guys. So if she's part of that 2% and she's been doing this for 11 years, her time is about up. And that's why I said at the beginning of this, what's your backup plan for when this all crashes? Because the other thing that these companies do is they have people like quit their jobs to work their business. Like she said, I've had to see people go back to work. Right? And it's like, listen, I understand that sometimes, maybe people have to go get a second job to support themselves and whatnot. But with something like this, it's very grimy to me because they know what they're doing. She knows, as high up as she is, she knows that this thing's a scam. She knows that there's only 2% of people that would make money in this, if that. She doesn't care as long as her team's still growing and she can still make that paycheck off everyone underneath her. Hello, April. Good afternoon. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. You can always catch the replay. So in this, she mentioned a website, and I think I would be doing us all a disservice if we didn't take a moment to just go and check that out right now. This here is the anchored scents that she kept talking about. Welcome y'all to Anchored Scents. Let's change the world. We are so glad you made Scentsy a yes. So here she is, and it says, what is up, world changer? My name is Chloe Cox, and I'm without a capital I, so she's not that important. I'm just saying, your upline Scentsy superstar director. It's an honor to have you a part of our Anchored Scents family in Scentsy. There is nothing in the world like Scentsy family. She just doesn't check her DMs, by the way, so not much. I guess you guys are like estranged family. And the wonderful community our company has to offer. But Anchored Scents is special. Sure they are. Our community constantly gives more than they take, embraces change with a smile, and wants to be better together. We work hard, encourage one another, and celebrate wins. This site has tools at your fingertips on how to successfully run your Scentsy business. I want this place to be somewhere that you can constantly go back to for tools as you need them. I want you to work your way so you can build the business of your dreams. Big or small, the choice is up to you. I'll just scream at you if you're not working hard enough and tell you that you need to do better. That's all. And the resources are right here. So use them to your advantage so you can reach high. I think this bitch is just high, and that's it. It's incredible what can happen when you put your dreams and feet to the pavement. Well, hey, she's into feet. There you go, Nicola. We found you a new girlfriend. I can tell you right now, this business can change your entire life if you want it to. So with that being said, let's go! Anchored, which is apparently how they say like sincerely or signed. Anchored. Chloe Cox, superstar director of Anchored Scents. It's very special. And then as you can see, she has the chain of helpers, and it's the workstation, team website, team page, consultant support, although she doesn't check her DMs, remember, so she might not get back to you, sponsor, and then become director, star director, superstar director. And there she is. She goes to the lovely conferences that they have, and she tells you to email. And there's a lot of trainings. And this is her thing on leading. Hey, leader. Right? Because she's all about being a leader. That's what she's here for. Pull up a seat and let's lead. I'm like so friggin' glad you are here, and I'm giving you the biggest glitter throwing dance party right now to celebrate your promotion, rock star. Sorry, I already want to stop reading. First things first, make sure that you are in our leadership community page if you are a lead consultant or above and answer all security questions, and it's called Anchored Together. I think maybe because she named it an Anchored, it's just the whole business and her team is just standing still now. They're a boat on the ocean, they got the anchor down, and they ain't going anywhere. Being a leader can sound super scary. I know it, trust me. However, the reality is that you lead every single day in some way, whether it be at work, at home, and in between, when you are doing all the things. My hope is that these easy to navigate resources can make you feel a little less scared and a little more worthy to be the leader in your Scentsy business that you are called to be. Yes, it says that you are called to be. So she's also very good at editing her websites, I see. Please make sure to take the tools you need to lead well. You are not a leader by accident, so remember that leadership is a gift that you have the opportunity to serve. Great leaders know the way, go the way, and show the way. And I want to go the fuck. I want you to go the fuck away. That's it. Oh, by the way, this isn't done perfectly and never should be. Is that how you explain why there's grammatical and spelling errors? The hiccups help you grow, and with growth comes stamina. Let these resources help you lead your way, and I'll be cheering you along every single step. P.S. Leaders go to events. Period. Oh my God, she's telling us to get her a period like Carly did. Period. And then they have the events, and they have here the 3 legs of success, right? Self-care is at the top, and then they have sales, sponsoring, and coaching. Keep it simple, leader. The 3 legs of a success. Don't complicate areas you need to simply master well. Follow these 3 simple steps, including self-care, super important, and master each area, focusing on getting 1% better each day in PRV, sales, and sponsoring. It is called the 3 legs of success, and they are foundational for a strong leader, because a strong leader starts with a strong personal business. Then it goes, you're a leader, now what? So this is what it takes to be a leader. As you guys can see, you need to have 1 active frontline. You need to have $1,000. All right, or $1,334 in sales. And 500 PRV, that's your personal sale. A lot of people just buy that themselves. So it says, you're a leader, now what? The first step when becoming a lead consultant is to stop and learn what you're fighting so hard for. Here you will find a breakdown of your leadership promotion so you can not only keep it, but grow others on your team to do the same. Check out the promotion 101s as well as the compensation plan that you can download, read, save, and absorb, and teach your teams. We've gone through it before a lot. Then, of course, she has a bunch of the videos that she does. And it says, know the way. You are a leader. Yay! Yay! You're a leader. Yay! Did you guys ever watch Crank Yankers? Every time someone says yay, I think of the show Crank Yankers and that character that was like, yay, yay, I'm going on vacation, yay. I know you know what I'm talking about. And yes, that is what I parody constantly whenever I say yay. You promoted to your first leadership title, lead consultant. Understand what this promotion means by utilizing this simple chart so you continue to maintain being paid at title and flourishing with your team. You can check out all promotion infographics as well to see you and your team's next steps. Excuse me. Awful grammatical errors in this the whole way through. It drives me nuts. Another key chart to understand, like the back of your hand, is the compensation plan. I couldn't be more proud of you, and you should not take this promotion lightly because it deserves celebration. Remember, leadership starts with 1 team member. So start building your team community and lead from the front. And then we have this little thing here, go the way, leadership IPAs. The most important thing you can do as a leader is prioritize where leadership is best spent. IPAs are short for income producing activity. And as a leader, this is critical to understand as ute time as a consultant, not just about your customers and sales anymore. Use this document as a document so you use this document as a document. Really? 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 God. So you can see my most resourceful tips on how you can lead well. And I think I'm going to actually go through this in a video and break it down because it's quite interesting. And then we have show the way. I promise this is the last one. Now it's time to make a plan with your team members who want to take that next step after certified with you as their helper, in quotations, because you're not really a helper, okay? Fuck you. This is also called identifying and building uses. I have no clue how to say that. U''S, uses. Use, I don't know. Utilize all of the resources here. Identify and build leaders, blah, blah, blah. We're going to go through those too. I plan on doing a video where I'm going to show a lot of this stuff. I just wanted to go over what it is. Focus on being 1% better every day in how you help bring others to the leadership circle with you. You can use a document like this so you and your future leaders can write down your individual action plans using the 3 legs of success. And it's the action plan is a key. It's similar to making SMART goals, but it's not as good, is basically. And anyone that's done any kind of counseling or training of any kind, I'm sure you guys are aware of SMART goals. I've talked about them a lot here, you know. Yeah, special ed. That was one of my favorite shows. He goes, yay, I'm going on vacation, yay. Yeah, every time someone says yay, I cannot help but think of that in my mind. It's just, it comes out. Yay, I'm a leader, yay, I get to be a Scentsy leader, yay. Really good show, by the way. And, you know, between that and South Park, I think you guys can pretty much figure out why I have the comedy sense of humor that I do. So yeah, I like this new hunt. All right, she's really fun. They sell warmers, wax, room sprays, laundry detergent, bath products, anything that you can put a scent into, they will get it and they will sell it. So, and I hope you're having a good day, Kendall. Yeah, see, wax melted laundry stuff. It's funny because the funny thing about Scentsy is you can ask different people what they sell. You'll get different answers. For the most part, everyone says wax, but they'll be like, wax and warmers and Scentsy buddies. Or then the next person will be like, oh, they sell warmers and car decals that smell nice, you know? Car fresh, air fresheners. And then someone else will say, oh, they sell bath products and warmers and wax. You know, it makes it sound like a different business every time. It's funny you say female stuff because one of my exes, who's still a friend of mine, actually ended up selling Scentsy. You'll be surprised how many men are in this thing, okay? They have a whole men's line of scents. I promise you. I promise you. So I feel like Chloe Cox is growing on me, and I'm kind of more interested in deep diving her leadership stuff and finding out exactly how she grew to be a 6-figure Scentsy hun. So I think I'm going to be hanging out with this girl for a little while. Not in real life, not on the internet or anything, but I have already watched several of her videos and picked out more to react to in future. And as I said, I want to do a breakdown of her leadership stuff because I've noticed that it is very much the Scentsy stuff. Like, she is basically what they would consider to be a really great Hunbot who is doing all the things that she's supposed to do and creating all the work she's supposed to create in order to run this amazing team. So I think it would be very interesting to take a look at her and her training materials and dive back into Scentsy a little bit, if you will. If you don't make your quota, you're screwed. You really are. You won't get paid. And again, their quotas are like, you have to sell a specific amount to yourself, right? Like you have to have your own personal sales, and then you have to have your group sales, and then you have to have your team sales, all set to a certain quota. If you don't reach one of them, you don't get paid. So even if you technically do get paid, like where you're supposed to get like $500 for that month, they'll be like, no, sorry, you didn't get your 80 PRV. So you're not getting your money now. And I just find it very, very scammy when they do that. You know, it's scammy. So I thought it would be fun to end this if I played the video for you guys where I parody a, see, things like this, April. This is why I say, like, they're not your real friends. April says, I have a friend who works for them, and her 3-year-old has cancer. She was about $5 short, and they didn't care. Nope. They would be like, too bad. Buy something. Buy something to get that $5 yourself. Make a fake account if you have to. Get your husband to order it off of you. Hell, open up an account as your 3-year-old and then have him buy something off of you, and then you can make it. That's what they do there. All MLMs are shady, Ken. All MLMs are shady. But yeah, so a few years ago, I made a parody of a Scentsy party. And what the story is it's supposed to show you how Scentsy takes over your life. And yes, my daughter makes a small appearance in it. And no, I don't care. It was planned. We did it together. I told her to come bother me. She had great fun making this with me. And then we actually got to have a really good conversation about how Mommy was making a video to teach people not to put this business in front of their family. And she was like, oh, wow, Mommy, that's really good. So I think that we'll play that, and then I'm going to play my outro because I am done rambling on, and I have to go pick up that kiddo at 3, and it's almost 2:30, and I want some time to, relax in between if you don't mind. So, I want to thank all of you guys for coming to the stream because I'm probably going to not be back in it once this starts playing. Please do all of them YouTube things. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Send me super chat. Make sure you send me super chat. Sorry, I'm doing Callie bored Carly again. Which, by the way, I will be streaming about Carly Friday night. So I hope you can all make it. And we're doing an on passive stream too in a couple days. And I am trying to get the Shanny for Christ stuff out this week as well. So stay tuned for all of that in future. And I hope that you all have a fabulous, fabulous rest of the day. Make sure you practice self-care. Just don't use any Scentsy products to do so. I love all of you, and I'll talk to you soon.
so much for watching my little short video of what actually happens at a Scentsy party. I know because it happened to me.
How do you know if your problem...
Fabulous. Take care, and I...
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation.
They call me a god.